From Romano Leadership, I'm Oscar Romano. This is Learn, Reflect, Lead. Leadership and DEIA development for mission-driven individuals and organizations. This episode is titled, How to Reach Your Personal Goals. This episode is for you. If you have goals that you want to reach, if you're looking for strategies on how to reach your personal goals, or if you want to learn strategies that you can use to help others reach their personal goals. Today, we're going to talk about how to reach your personal goals. Let's start by reviewing one of my old goals and what happened with it. At the end of my senior year in college, I thought I was a few years away from publishing my first book. It was one of my personal goals I was set on accomplishing, no matter what. I had just turned in an honors paper for my major that also doubled as an outline for my book. You see, I planned to write a book about my family's experiences as immigrants from El Salvador. It was a passion of mine, something I really wanted to do. I had the motivation, the focus, and a solid start. And I was sure I would get the book done in no time. But over 13 years later, and I still don't have a published book. It literally sometimes, would haunt me and wake me up at night. So what happened? Why didn't I get it done? Well, I experienced some serious barriers to reaching my personal goals. And maybe that's something that you can connect with. After I graduated from college, I started working as an 8th grade science teacher. I told myself I would continue with my book when I had some free time. But as a teacher, man, I think I barely had any free time. And, then I think I imagined the same things that happened to most people happened to me. You see, life got in the way. And I never felt like I had the right type of free time to spend on writing my book. I had free time to relax, to go running, but not to write my book. I don't think I could get myself in that right headspace. You see it because I had that free time that I used to get some of my teaching work done, right? To relax and to have fun and to do other part-time work. But I never felt that I had that free time to work on my book. And I think, looking back, I had mentally set myself up for failure. Whenever I thought about writing the book, I felt like I didn't have enough time to do it justice. I felt like I didn't have the right space, the right materials, the right thoughts to do it right. It was overwhelming to think about, so I kept putting it off. I didn't have this issue with assignments I had at work. I would get all that stuff done immediately. And I quickly realized that I regularly prioritize work goals over personal goals. I set myself aside. But here's what I've learned about the keys to reaching your personal goals. And I hope it can help you out to help you reach yours. Because recently, I made some changes to my approach. And I honestly feel that I'm closer than ever to publishing not just one, but 2 books. It's really exciting. And if you have any personal goals that you haven't made any progress on, just try what worked for me. Give it a shot because it's taken me a while to figure this out. Number 1, create a daily habit. If you focus on working for a certain amount of time every day, eventually it's going to be weird if you don't do it. Once you create that habit, you give yourself an extra boost. But it takes a lot of dedicated work to make it happen. You have to do it every day no matter what. Even if you barely do anything, as long as you're doing something, it helps continue that habit. Number 2, give it a time limit. Don't try to get a certain amount done every day. Give yourself a daily time limit instead. For example, you can aim to spend no more than 30 minutes to an hour writing every day. This makes it easier to pause and think because you're not aiming for a certain amount of words every day. This was game-changing for me. All I do now is I just say, hey, I'm going to spend an hour writing. And if I spend 30 minutes daydreaming, but then 30 minutes writing, that's enough because it's still an hour of work towards writing. Number 3, just get started. The blank page is my worst enemy. What's helped me is getting things down no matter how good it is. The crazy thing is that a quick start with an awful first draft is way more energizing than a slow start with a great first draft. You can always go back and edit it and change it. And seeing something on paper, something that you've already created, man, it's invigorating. Number 4, produce weekly. Make it a goal to finish a realistic product every week. This could be something like a blog post or a resource if you're a content creator. If you feel like doing more, then go for it. If you don't, it's okay because you've already met your goal. You can aim for a mile every day for a week, but then one day if you want to run 5 because you feel like it, go for it. Number 5, lean into energy. If you start to feel energized by the work you're completing, keep going. Some of the best creators know when to go all in and when to take it easy. Keep an eye on your energy and enthusiasm to see when you should go for it. It's what I was saying. If you feel like you can run 5 miles when your goal is just 1, man, just do it. Run for it. If you feel like you're running a marathon, then go for it. If you have a goal you've wanted to accomplish for a while, man, this is your sign to get started. Make it happen. You can do it. So it's time to commit. What has gotten in the way of achieving your personal goals? And what are you going to do to make progress on a personal goal? The time is now. Let me know how it goes. Thanks. That's it for this episode of Learn, Reflect, Lead. Thank you for watching on YouTube or listening via podcast. If you're interested in more, you can find me at romanoleadership.com or connect with me on LinkedIn at Romano Leadership. If you like this episode, please share it with your friends, subscribe, and leave a review. I'm Oscar Romano. Until next time.